Spoiler alert. I mean, honestly, if you listen to this podcast, spoilers.
Spoilers.
I should point out as well that if the script feels a bit off, like again, Johnny Byrne handed in a completed script. He then went on holiday to Greece. And then John Nathan Turner was just like, you know what? He turned to Christopher H. Bidmead and said, you know what? I want the master. And Chris is just like, what? He's just like, sort it out.
Yeah.
And so Christopher H. Bidmead had to like try and sort this out. And then Johnny Byrne gets back and he's just like, I've got to rewrite my script again.
Yeah, and imagine all the time that got cut out to establish maybe the bond between Nyssa and Tremas.
Yeah.
In place of all the master stuff that's, to be fair, crammed into the last part of this story.
People of the universe, please attend carefully. The message which follows is of vital importance to you all. We present to you a case study of one of the most dangerous minds in the universe. A history of the lives and times of the renegade Time Lord known as the Master.
The Master. The Master.
Master.
Master. Master. Call me Master.
The choice is simple. Join us and continue listening, or face total annihilation.
Listen.
They are the Master, and you will obey them.
You will obey me.
Please attend carefully. Hello and welcome to Please Attend Carefully, the Doctor Who podcast about the most magisterial of malefactors. I'm Ciarán.
I'm Amber.
And each episode, we bring you a chapter from the lives and times of the renegade Time Lord, known universally as the Master. Today, we will be looking at The Keeper of Traken, a 1981 TV story written by Johnny Byrne. Amber, tell us what it's about.
I haven't had time to. I haven't had time to write the synopsis because we just finished watching this like 10 minutes ago together on VHS.
I know, it was wonderful, wasn't it?
Yes, I found a copy at the Adelaide Toy Fair of this on VHS.
That one guy at the Adelaide Toy Fair stringing you along each year, just like drip feeding you Doctor Who merch.
Yeah, I've said to some of those sellers, bring it all, but no, they drip feed it to me. So we decided to sit down because you've got a VHS player.
Oh, have we got the video? Yes, we've got a video.
Yes, I've got a VCR now. I got it from my dad's place, so it's nice to watch it because I mean this is how we were brought up with Doctor Who, Amber.
Yes, it was.
This is how we lived before. In the before times.
And I got to say, I have a vague memory of this being one of the stories that I remember as a kid.
See, weirdly, this isn't for me. This is one of those stories that I'd always read about, but I'd never seen. I've seen Legopolis so many times. I don't think I saw Keeper of Traken until I was an adult.
Yeah, I think this would have been one that, because it had Anthony Ainley in it, who my mum was a mega fan of at the time.
How could you not be?
She probably hired it or found it somehow, or it was on TV and we watched this one. I just have vague memories of this one.
Yeah.
To summarize, we can summarize together. Yeah. It is set on the planet Traken, and they have the Keeper, who sort of has the entirety of the knowledge and history of the planet within them.
Yeah.
And they govern the planet that way. And as a result, it's a lovely place with no evil.
Yeah.
And it follows the story of the Doctor coming there because the Keepers told him that some evil has found its way to Traken and someone needs to take care of that. And it's a period of transition between Keepers. So this Keeper is dying and a new one's going to be appointed, and that's a man called Tremas.
Yep.
But there's a plot to maybe undermine that through this Melkar.
Yeah, and like the evil, what I like about it is that the evil is meant to be, like most evil can just be stopped. Like the power of the Keeper just sort of renders evil inert. And I mean, I should point out at this point, anyone who knows me knows I have a real problem with just the word evil. Like I'm just like, societal influences. Anyway.
Yeah, they establish that things or people who are evil
Just
come to Traken, but Traken is so overwhelmingly good and nice that they immediately just like calcify,
yeah, just
or they turn to good immediately.
yeah, exactly. I imagined. I just sidebar here. I just imagine Missy landing on it and being like, it's good.
Yeah, that's very true. Sort of maybe doing a Wicked Witch impression. It burns like milk, you know.
Yeah, so there's this Melka, which it's a lovely society, right? And so we have our character Cassia, who as a lovely child sort of makes friends with this calcified evil Melka in the grove. And it's like, oh, you're my best secret friend.
Yes, Melkara takes the form of this calcified statue, and she brings him flowers and like is friends with it and tends to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that's how nice they are, that even this statue that's meant to be an omen of evil in their garden, that they've had to give up the garden because it just makes weeds grow everywhere around it, they still send a young girl to give him flowers.
Yeah, it's lovely. I'll tell you what I thought of, and this is just a random connection in my head. I thought of the League of Gentlemen. Remember the guy who's like strung up as a scarecrow in the field?
Yes.
And the girls are just like, you're our special friend. You can't go anywhere.
Yes.
Let's get this back on your head.
Please, help me!
I want you See, Mr. Scarecrow, you're our special friend, and you wouldn't be if you went away.
So yes, this Melka is there her whole life, and she married Tremas, the man who is to become the next keeper.
Yes. He has a daughter, Nissa.
Yes.
So this is a fourth Doctor and Adric story, but we do meet Nissa in this story. And this is kind of all shown to us in a bit of a flashback, and time has since
moved on a
bit of time.
I assume, yeah. I mean, it can't be their honeymoon. Like,
if it's their honeymoon, it's crazy because when this story kicks off, immediately Tremas is with the Doctor 24/7. They do not leave each other's side, and he does not give a shit about his wife who has clearly been possessed by something.
I want to say at this point, Johnny Byrne's original script idea for this was that it was about a society whereby you had like an artistic class and a scientist class.
Right.
And in between was the keeper.
Okay.
And that the keeper held the status quo, right?
Okay.
His idea was that, every 1,000 years, big upheavals happen in the universe and in the world. When talking about this, he did talk quite a lot about Muslim Christian conflicts, which I was a bit like, okay.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that he was going for a two sides of the brain as a society kind of metaphor.
Yeah, it's very much that. And it actually reminds me, for anyone who listens to early Big Finish, I recently re-listened to the first 8th Doctor story, Storm Warning, which is about this alien society that have the creators and the uncreators,
Yes.
and they need a law in between them to keep them apart. And that felt very much like Johnny Byrne's original idea. It was also meant to be like Shogun themed.
Which we agreed as we watched that there were some elements of the set that clearly had been started maybe, and then they just kept using like the Tremas's doors.
Yeah. But so basically this society, you can see the remnants of this because we'll get into it, but the Master was added after the script was finished. So the original villain was called Mogan.
Okay.
And so basically the whole idea between like the balance between these two these two peoples, they needed someone of absolute pure heart to be the balance between them. And Mogan was trying to push himself into that. And so if someone who was not pure, suddenly the balance would fall apart and it wouldn't be perfectly balanced out.
Sure. I can kind of see that. It sounds like it might have been a bit on the talky side, which this episode really is. There's a lot of conversation in this story, which is, it can be a bit different. Some episodes of Doctor Who are like that, but this one is definitely, there's not many action scenes or quick-paced things going on.
Yeah. So I think we can say at this point, because it is a master podcast, you're here for the master.
Yes.
So the master's the villain. He's inside the statue.
Inside Melkar.
So he's been waiting there, although in an infinite time frame, right? Like if it's every 1,000 years that the Keeper changes over, I think arriving 30 years early is not bad, really. Like
he's come at the right time. He's not got to wait long. Because yes, we see Cassia early.
Yes.
As a child. Well, as a child,
We
she's
see
as
her
old
without
as
the wig.
Nissa is, basically.
Yep.
And then when we're in the present timeline of this story, she's an adult who's just married, but she's clearly in her 30s. So yeah, he is there for quite a while.
And so, of course, the Keeper knows that something's up. He knows that some great evil is coming to get him. Like, you know, he can't attack the Keeper directly. He has to attack when the Keeper dies and a new Keeper is given to the Draconite source.
Yes, which is kind of cool to have like a specific timeline placed on this. It's not an attack of opportunity. It needs to be methodically planned. And who better to methodically plan and wait a long time than the Geoffrey Beevers master? That's very much a theme. Like, even though this is his first appearance, I suppose this is
his first and only appearance.
Yeah.
This is his only time he ever appears on TV. I mean, Big Finish have done wonders with him, and why would you not? That voice.
The voice is really fantastic throughout this, because the Melkar statue starts to wake up, I guess you could say, and speak, because at the start it's just
a statue. Can we just say this? But the design on Melkar is stunning.
Yes.
It's beautiful. And like the fact that it looks like it does look calcified. It looks like, I mean, it's in all sorts of weird sweeping patterns, but the texture, they have got stalagmite, like perfectly.
Yes, it looks perfect. It's designed by Amy Roberts.
Yes.
Which...
Yeah, apparently, according to the documentary I watched, the director, John Black, was just like, oh, we were an item at the time. I was like, you didn't need to say that.
No, wait. The costume designer? Was he an item with the costume designer? She's not the costume designer.
Oh, isn't she?
She's the designer.
Oh, okay, the designer. Maybe it was the designer. I can't remember now. But
anyway, that's
anyway,
funny.
I just thought it was weird.
I do love the guy on the documentary, just like humble brag.
Yeah.
We were dating. Okay.
Just wanted to say that.
And were doing things that he could relate to. He gave you a very free hand.
Enough talking!
With this one particularly, we enormously helped by having such gifted designers. Amy Roberts, who...
So this is the master's plan, to sort of get himself in there, and so he's been sort of... I want to say the word grooming, but I don't want to say the word grooming.
I know what you mean. He's leading Cassia down a path that will allow him to hypnotize her easily, take over her mind.
It's Road to Hell's paid for good intentions, right? Because she's married to Tremas. Tremas is the nicest person on the planet.
Yes.
The nicest person in the universe. He has been chosen to be the next Keeper of Traken.
Mm-hmm.
But she's married to him, and so she doesn't want to let him go, because once he becomes a Keeper, she can't have him anymore.
Yes.
She can't have a relationship with him.
And it seems weird, like she didn't know when she was getting married to him that he would be selected to be the next Keeper. That does seem like a bit of a raw deal for her. I suppose it's meant to be a huge honor.
Yeah.
That you were married to the man who is now the Keeper.
Well, I don't think it's attacked quite as well in the story as it should be. The real like gut punch of just like, this is something that is a real honor. It is needed. It is. He will save millions of people. He will be a light in the universe. But I love him and I want him, and I don't want to lose him, because essentially the second he becomes Keeper, even though he will live for the next 1,000 years, he is dead to her.
Yes. He doesn't have a normal life. He sits in the chair.
Yeah, he sits in the chair.
Behind the perspex door. And that's him.
So, if you watch this, you, like us, will enjoy the way that the Keeper just zips about in the chair, just popping up here and there. And his lots of scroll work on that chair.
And I suppose that now is a good time to introduce, which people might or might not know, depending on how familiar they are with the story, that Anthony Ainley is the actor behind Tremas.
So this is an interesting thing. So Anthony Ainley was cast by John Nathan Turner to be the Master.
Mm-hmm.
So Tom Baker is leaving. He has publicly announced it. Everyone knows he's going when this season comes out. John Nathan Turner goes, I need to do something big for this.
Yes.
And he tried so many things. He tried to get Elizabeth Sladen back as Sarah Jane
Wow.
to hand over to the next Doctor. He tried to get her back.
Wow.
And she was like, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That is absolutely fair. But so he was just like, okay, the Master. We're going to do the Master. So he had worked with Tony Ainley on something else and was like, he's the guy I want. Apparently he got down to like 3 and he was like, yeah, no, perfect.
Yep.
So having been cast as the Master, he now has to play another character.
Yes. Because I suppose it's, at the time we wouldn't have known that Anthony Ainley had signed a contract to be the Master. So it would be a surprise even that the Master was returning.
Yes.
Because as I think we discussed earlier,
they don't credit the Master.
It's also been 5 years since
5
Deadly
years.
Assassin.
Yep.
And that was a different actor.
That was Peter Pratt.
Yeah.
And of course he was heavily made up in that, he was all crispy.
Yes.
Like,
yeah. So this was a surprise to people that not just one, but 2 Masters are actually in this story.
The interesting thing about this, though, is that Geoffrey Beevers plays the Decayed Master in this story.
Mm-hmm.
JNT had nothing to do with it. He didn't care. So the director, John Black, cast Geoffrey Beevers. He was like, I need someone with a good voice, a good radio voice who can do evil.
Because we only hear the voice for the first 3 episodes of the
Yeah,
four-parter.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I just find it funny that Geoffrey Beevers, who is now such an integral part, was cast last minute as a day player, basically.
Yeah. I would love to know what John Nathan Turner, I don't really care much about what John Nathan Turner thinks, but it would be interesting to know what he, in hindsight, felt about that years later.
And it is such a beautiful performance.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Because this is also kind of like when we were talking about the origin of like, who's the war chief, who's the master, where's the line blurred there. And it was that at the time, I can't remember the name of the producer, but that producer,
Barry Letts.
Barry Letts knew that this character was going to be huge, the master. So rewrote, didn't let other people get credit for it, wanted to recreate a brand new character so that he could claim he created the character when clearly Malcolm Hulke and Terrence Dicks created that character.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how producers view different things in terms of, oh no, I need to have complete control over this because I know its legacy, so I need to be at the origin point of it. Compared to John Nathan Turner being like, don't even care who's playing this role.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me. And then, as Barry Letts knew, the legacy of this character, even in a different regeneration, has been so long. Beevers is still the master now.
He is, and he's absolutely fantastic. I can't wait for his Dark Gallifrey. I don't know if they've confirmed it, but I'm sure it's going to be. It's going to come, right?
Yeah, because he's now the longest running master, right? In terms of just producing over time.
Yeah, I think so. I think, if you look at first performance to last performance, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In those days you did. With my new powers, anything is possible. Yes.
Great joy for an actor to play. I mean, it's fun because you know that you are acting and that at the end of the day, and you can release all those feelings in yourself quite safely because you know that it's not real and the curtain will come down at the end or the credits will roll and it won't have happened.
So the Keeper has found the Doctor in Adric, and I will admit I watched this, so it was like, it's an Adric story.
Yeah. I mean, I do enjoy Adric, but even this one's a bit flat.
Yeah.
It's his first non-E-Space story. This is his second ever story, right? It's his first time out with the Doctor on their own.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Adric as a character is okay. I just don't think they knew what
they
were doing with him. Yeah.
They have some great two-handers in this story. There is about 3 occasions where they do a 1-2 with each other.
Yeah.
And it works really well, but you can't build a relationship on 1-2s.
No.
Marvel, I don't care what you think. You can't build relationships on 1-2s.
So, yeah, they go to Traken at the Keeper's behest. They get there and they start talking to everyone. They summon the Keeper. And then Melker, it turns out, is not just a statue and can walk. And does a great little peepo around the door.
Yes, they're all in the chamber and they're assessing if the Doctor and Adric are of good intention or bad intention. And Melkor slides in the door. I don't know if you've ever seen the Javert gif of him looking out the window.
I personally haven't, no.
Oh, it's a great meme. It's kind of like that with a Melkar. And then obviously the Keeper's like, evil has invaded. And they all think that he's referring to the Doctor and Adric.
And then, look, for the next couple of episodes, it's largely just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
There's one guy who doesn't know what's going on. And just
repeatedly says so.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what that means.
He's one of the counselors. It's Levick or something like that. It's got a V in the middle.
At one point, I like the fact that Tremas just keeps calling everyone counselor. Like he can't be fucked remembering their names.
Yeah. And Cassia basically becomes more and more possessed or hypnotized by the master from inside the Melkor.
Well,
like she puts on this neck thing, this necklace. It's meant to be a necklace, but it just looks like a collar, a cardboard collar kind of thing.
Yeah. It's got that special like paint on it that you can shine the light from off stage and it makes it glow.
So she is trying to undermine the Doctor and Tremas's plans to expose Melkor by being an inside agent, and no one knows that she's an inside agent.
And this is the interesting thing where the original plot starts to bubble up, because you've got these proctors who are the sort of working people, and you've got the consuls are the sort of upper middle class, the ruling class, and then you've got these proctors.
You've got the proctor. Whose name is Neiman and his title is Proctor.
Yeah.
And then you have the
Fosters, that's right.
The Fosters, and they're the working class.
Yeah. And so she starts getting them on side, largely because Neiman is very easily bribed. He's clearly like, he's very avaricious. He's greedy. And so he's suddenly on her side. And he feels like he should be a Disney villain who should be about 4 foot tall with a double chin and a little goatee.
Yes.
Like that's the sort of character he is.
Like Nyssa jingles a purse in front of him in one of the scenes and he takes it.
Yeah.
Like that's the level of cartoonishly greedy he is.
So this is that sort of early plot of that story of the two, like, you know, the enlightened and the selfish, right?
Yes.
And the master is trying to bring out the selfish in Cassia.
Yeah, because so I also read the novelization, which Terrence Dicks did the novelization for.
We love Terrence Dicks.
He does a lot of them, and it's interesting when he adapts other people's work. When I was reading it without having watched the episode, I just felt that it was very like, oh, this is must just be what is seen on screen. There's no sort of extra stuff here. But then watching the episode, I realized, oh no, he did add extra stuff. He highlights that because they have the Keeper, everyone on Traken has basically become just like complacent in everything, because they're like, oh, well, the Keeper will tell us what to do.
Right.
Oh, we don't need to do anything. We just are nice to each other because the Keeper will look after us. And Tremas and Nyssa are both like, no, we need to continue to be scientists and to develop thoughts and theories and expression, because we can't just rest on our laurels of the Keeper. You know, we'll be stagnant if we do that. We need to keep pushing forward. And I'm not sure if that's an excuse to just make those two characters because they are the most proactive and everyone else isn't really doing much, but it's because everyone else doesn't feel they need to do anything.
Yeah.
So, and then Cassia has this, as you say, this passion about her husband, and it's that emotion that Melkar can get into because everyone else is just very head empty, no thoughts. Like,
it's interesting, isn't it? Because Johnny Byrne said that he very deliberately, the two main characters after Tremas are Cassia and Nyssa. And he said he very consciously created Nyssa because he knew that he wanted characters with bonds with Tremas.
Yep.
But he said he deliberately created a daughter because he wanted a bond that was stronger than husband and wife.
Yep.
But the thing is, that isn't ever utilized in the script.
No. And or in the history of the show, I kept expecting, because again I hadn't seen it in ages. I kept expecting some sort of scene where Tremas had to choose between Nyssa and Cassia, but that didn't happen. But it's a great idea. It is lost. It is. It is very lost, and as I think is even the bond between Tremas and Cassia. They don't need to be married in this story. Think about the story. There's no need for them to be husband and wife because, as I mentioned at the start, he literally doesn't give a shit about her. He's all about figuring out this mystery with the Doctor.
It would be even better, I think, if they weren't married, but she still had the same impetus. So she was in love with him, but he didn't know it.
Yes, or he couldn't respond to that love because it was tragic. Like,
yeah.
Maybe he did, but he's like, no, I must be the keeper. I won't break your heart by leaving you to be,
You're right. It is a tragic. Like, for her, it's tragic, but in the context of the story, you don't get that tragedy. Even though everyone is dressed in, it's all Shakespearean costume.
All of it. It's Shakespeare in space.
Neiman is dressed like Falstaff. Like, genuinely, Neiman is dressed like Falstaff.
Yeah, we would do guess the Shakespearean role that costume was used for, kind of stuff, because it's just what it looks like.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said about the design and the costume of this story.
Yeah, because we both read, you watched a documentary and I read it in a source, that this was meant to be like an Art Nouveau, was how they wanted it to look.
If you see the original sketches,
yes,
the original sketches look Art Nouveau. I like it. Like, it's very, like, there's lots of sweeping serpentine, like, floral things going on. Yeah. Like, it looks it, but then translated into styrofoam and MDF, it doesn't quite.
No, I'm guessing they also spent all their money on the set and the mail car.
Yeah.
And then there was nothing less for costumes, and it just had to be, we use the BBC's Shakespeare outfits because we've got no money left.
You're not wrong.
As promised, copy it, hand it round, learn it, speak it, back before curtain up. And remember, kid, project eyes and teeth. You never know. Queen might turn up.
So I think we've set the scene quite adequately. Like, the Master is trying to get in here and pit people against each other, and he's using her love for Tremas, but then once she puts the collar on, he doesn't need to do that anymore.
No,
now
he's got her.
Now he's just actively controlling her.
Yes. He had one of the worst special effects I think I've ever seen in the show, which is saying something, which is her eyes.
Yeah, it's literally just little cardboard cutout eyes over her eyes with that same fluoro.
Yeah, it's not great. I would be interested to have seen how that looked on not a flat screen TV, like on an old
CRT.
Like, would it have looked any better? Probably not.
Yeah, like, we watched this on a VCR, but we still watched it on a 55-inch full HD TV.
Yeah, we don't have a TV.
A CRT. Trust me, I've tried buying one. Also, my partner's just like, no, there's nowhere to put it. No.
So the point of the entire plan is, it's a pretty bog standard master plan. Become the keeper of Traken.
Use the Trakenite source
to take over as complete ruler of them. And as we know, they're all pretty complicit to everything the keeper tells them to do. And then just use them as a giant war planet and go to war with the rest of the universe with them.
And of course, use the power to regenerate his body.
Yes.
Because there's one of those great lines like, I am at the end of my 12th regeneration.
Yes.
And yeah, it's one of those things that I think it was Stephen Moffatt who was just like, it's only been said a couple of times, I don't care.
Yeah, which, good. This isn't the first. I think they mention it in Deadly Assassin, don't they?
I mean, they meant that they're at the end of his life. I'm not sure whether they put the actual timeline on it in that one. I can't remember.
This might be one of the first instances ever of that lore.
Yeah.
Yes, I do get that it adds stakes to the death of a Time Lord that they can't keep coming back.
See, this is a really interesting thing. So you have the Master, and he is a Time Lord. He has gone through 12 bodies. He has become accustomed to change. So he gets to the end, right? So we have one life, and we're a bit, some of us are okay with the end, some of us aren't. That's up to your own personal conviction. But if you're so used to always having more, I feel like death feels worse in a way, because you're like, no, I'm cheated. I should be keeping going.
Also, he's been going through them like tissues though. Like,
yeah.
Doctor's on 4, depending on how you feel about that. He doesn't seem particularly put out by the Doctor being there. I think, in fact, he's actually quite happy when the Doctor appears, because he does neatly fit into a part end game of this plan.
He does.
What is it that the Master always wants to get?
The Doctor's body.
Yep. I think we both looked at each other when it got revealed that the Master was like, and you, Doctor, I'll use your body to rejuvenate him. That's right. He says something like, your husk will be perfect for me. And we just looked at each other and went, it's getting the Doctor's body. We always come back to that.
I should point out as well that if the script feels a bit off, like again, Johnny Byrne handed in a completed script. He then went on holiday to Greece. And then John Nathan Turner was just like, you know what? He turned to Christopher H. Bidmead and said, you know what? I want the master. And Chris is just like, what? He's just like, sort it out.
Yeah.
And so Christopher H. Bidmead had to like try and sort this out. And then Johnny Byrne gets back and he's just like, I've got to rewrite my script again. So
yeah, and imagine all the time that got cut out to establish maybe the bond between Nyssa and Tremas.
Yeah.
In place of all the master stuff that's, to be fair, crammed into the last part of this story. We get drip fed.
Oh, we do. It's interesting because I will say Tremas is also a John Nathan Turner thing.
Yes.
And Christopher Bidmead hated it. He was like, but he's not the master yet. You can't just do that.
If anyone is wondering what we're meaning, Tremas is an anagram of master. Just when you see it written down, it's also very obvious.
If your mind is blown by this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not great. It kind of sucks that we can't. I would love to experience this. How quick could you have guessed what was going on if you didn't know Geoffrey Beevers was the master when you saw his name in the credits because he's credited as Melkar? Like, I would love to know at what point did people see the name Tremas and go, point at the screen?
I mean,
but you're only seeing it for like 2 seconds at the end of an episode in the credits.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the eagle-eyed fans, right? People talk today about Russell T Davies and fan service. John Nathan Turner was doing this 40 years ago.
Yeah. As you mentioned, he was trying to get, Elizabeth Sladen back, which would have been just total fan service,
Yeah, like he cast Anthony Ainley in mind for the 3-story arc of the end of the old and the beginning of the new.
Yeah.
So Keeper of Traken, Legopolis, and Castrovalva. That was all in there already. Also, this season is the first season of John Nathan Turner as the executive producer. And he's the one who starts bringing in all the question marks on collars and things like that. You very much get the feeling that by the end of Tom Baker's run, he's very, very glad to see the back of it.
I didn't feel like his heart was in this story.
No.
If I have to be honest. It's a very flat performance from Tom Baker. It is, I think, rescued by Tremas and Cassia.
Yeah.
Even Nyssa is a great addition.
Those 3 characters, I think the story's about them. Like, keep it on them, honestly. Like, every time the Doctor came onto screen, I'm just like, no, I want more Tremas and I want more Cassia. Nyssa, to a lesser extent, mainly because she kept getting paired up with Adric.
Yes, giving Adric something to do, which was interesting. As we also know, Nyssa was not intended to be a companion.
No.
So in this story, she's meant to be a one-off character that we never see again, which they then looked at and went, oh, she's great.
Yeah.
Keep her.
Which is why she stays on the planet. And then the next episode in Legopolis, she's just like, oh, the Doctor's friend bought me. It's literal Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, and bring her back. As that actress, she must have been like loving that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get a call, your manager gets a call and they say, actually, we want to make her a series regular. It's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah, and 45 years later, she is recognized as having a sapphic relationship with Tegan. So.
Yeah, watching this episode, it's like, oh, girl, if you knew where you were heading.
But the thing is, she was so not meant to be a companion that if you watch Kinder, they had to just write her out of the story. They put her in the TARDIS for the story.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't rewrite the story to fit her in it.
Yep.
Hello, Doctor.
Nyssa, how are you?
Fully recovered.
Excellent.
What have you been doing?
Oh, nothing much. This and that. Having fun.
Through all of this, Cassia, under the control of Melkar, manages to get the remaining members of the Council to make her the Keeper.
Yes.
The Keeper dies, and she gets given the power of the Keeper of Traken. But unfortunately, at the moment that she becomes that, she is destroyed, and Melkar takes her place.
She is not of pure heart. Is it kind of like there is deception within her?
Yeah.
And so the Source rejects her as Keeper, and then Melkar, being a TARDIS,
just sort of
transports itself onto it.
It was the weak moment that he needed to get in there.
And no one knows that he can teleport.
Yeah.
And this is an odd thing, so we should talk about this. What is the Melkar? Because it's a TARDIS, right? But then there is a TARDIS inside that TARDIS that we use at the end.
See, this is interesting because I watched that and I was like, oh, interesting. Yes. So I think, yes, the Master has 2 TARDISes.
Yep.
I think when he left Gallifrey, he just nicked an extra one or something. I don't think it's like, I'm not going to say it's without precedent because I'm pretty sure it gets done. Like this is the first time it is done, but I think it is done again later.
Yep.
Other writers have gone, I like that, and they have kept it.
Yeah.
But so the Melker is a TARDIS, and then,
And which he's sitting inside throughout the first few parts, and we see a crispy hand manipulating controls, and there are TV screens that are looking out of the Melkar's eyes like it's POV.
Yeah.
But the proportions are really off, I think. Like, we never see him come out of the Melkar statue, like, as with a door or anything.
No, we don't. We also, right.
He transports the Doctor into the Melkar at some point.
He does, and then the Doctor dives out the fucking window.
Oh my god, and there's a
he just crashes through a wall. It's like,
and
how
they
did
put
you
a
get out of here,
breaking glass sound effect on it.
Sorry, we have just sort of muddled this up so much.
And it's like Hitler in Danger 5 exiting the window at the end of each episode.
So yeah, the statue is the TARDIS with the Master inside it. He goes in, like, he transports the TARDIS in there right at the moment that Cassia is destroyed. All of the power goes into him, and then he's trying to sort of keep it in check.
But it's very overwhelming. Apparently, all keepers are vulnerable when it happens.
Yep.
Because they're acclimatizing themselves to the Source. And the Doctor's like, aha.
We have a window now too.
Yes, now is the time to strike.
And it's interesting because the story at this point kind of implied that with the Master going in, the Source would be destroyed, but then the Master's got the Source. But yeah, the Master transports the Doctor into the TARDIS and freezes the Doctor, and then just starts sort of gnawing around the Doctor. It's like,
and then
I have your body.
He's touching him, and then he starts stroking his hair.
He does.
Like, caressing
it's
it.
It's a really lovely performance.
Yeah.
Like, Geoffrey Beevers just went, like, he just disappeared into that role.
Yeah, and considering that the only time that Tom Baker and Geoffrey Beevers have shared screen time together, it's about 2 minutes tops.
Yeah.
And Tom Baker is frozen in place the entire time. And that's it for one of the most iconic Master, Doctor duos. That's the time they've spent together.
This is what we get. Adric's thing starts blowing up the thing, and then the Doctor dives out of Melker. God knows where he comes out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny. They were really just hammering in the idea about the Master being in this story at this point, like crowbarred in there. It doesn't make much sense, but it's fine. It's funny.
And then, of course, we have the typical Master through here, and like he goes into his other TARDIS and gets out, and the Doctor gets out because Adric turns a giant dial.
Yes, Adric turns a giant dial. The Doctor can escape the very windy
bell jar thing
that's happening, and
it's a gorgeous set.
It is
big. It's very big.
And then it's like, oh no, now that Melkar isn't the keeper, someone else needs to be the keeper before the Source goes out.
And who's the keeper? The guy who said he knew fucking nothing.
I don't get this moment. I do, because what happens is that they need to keep Tremas as Tremas for what's about to happen. But Tremas was keeper elect. And they say, quick, we need a new keeper. And Tremas is standing there.
I thought he hadn't come in the room yet. He was just about to walk in.
Maybe he isn't, but he's just to the side of the room.
Yeah.
And the Doctor says to the other two, one of you needs to do it. And the least qualified guy goes, oh my God, and runs in there and sits down like...
And order is restored. Everything's normal. And then the Doctor's just like, you know what? Bye.
But, yeah. This is like an annual story. All right, job done. Goodbye.
We're ending it here. Cut, print. Lovely.
Yeah.
So the Doctor and Adric wander off.
The Doctor leaves, and Adric starts to leave and turns around and goes, we're going to Gallifrey. And then leaves, and it's like, they don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And they're gone. And it's like, do you want to debrief? Do you want to talk about what just happened? No.
And then we have the end scene, which is Tremas and Nyssa have quite a nice moment. It's just like, oh, I'll go sort things out. It's just like, yes, I'll be along in a minute.
I'll point out, no discussion of Cassia being dead now. His wife and her new stepmother. Don't even mention it. We don't have a conversation about that. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. He says he needs to check something, and then he just walks straight over to the grandfather clock that is sitting in the corner.
Mm.
It's not a very nice grandfather clock.
No.
It's been made clearly so
open.
that someone can step out of it.
It's made just to purely be that.
And so what we must assume, I think, is that the Master has retained enough of the Trakenite source to then use that to steal Tremas's body. Because Tremas touches the clock and he's frozen in place.
Yeah.
And then the Master says, "A new body at last," and takes over Tremas's body, and then all of this hair's gone. By the way, I didn't even mention the fact that his hair goes whip, whip, whip every time he runs.
The wig.
The wig. It's so long and grey, and his beard is long and grey. And then he's
suddenly well groomed.
Yeah, he's slicked back, black hair.
He's got this new velvet. Well, we can't tell if it's new or if it was just underneath the hair.
thing.
But he's got his gilded collared.
Yeah, and he's
velvet
got
shirt.
the puffy sleeves that he did have. But he doesn't have the long
Yes,
like
it must be
dress bit,
different.
so it must be different. What I love about this scene is you have the beautiful line from Geoffrey Beevers, "A new body at last." And then once he has taken over Tremas's body, Anthony Ainley delivers the line, "New body at last," and then goes into the TARDIS.
Yeah, and disappears.
It's a really nice bit of continuity, I think.
Yeah, I think it's proving to us that he is now that character. You know, they do the same line back to back. That's not Tremas anymore. That is the Master now.
So, a new body at last.
New body at last.
Okay, so I have things to say.
Everyone listen to me now. I'm going to say things.
So Geoffrey Beevers. This is a Decayed Master story. It's
his one and only.
Even though Anthony Ainley gets more screen time, it is not a Tremas Master story.
No.
So Geoffrey Beevers was cast because they wanted a deep, evil radio voice.
Yep.
And he was only cast for that episode. Geoffrey Beevers says, "He came naturally to me," which I think is lovely.
Yep.
They distorted his voice for Melker a bit, like they used a vocoder.
We could hear that, yeah.
Geoffrey Beevers asked for real eyes instead of the ping pong balls
decision.
that Peter Pratt had. And he says he gradually released the mania throughout the story.
Which I think you get when you watch it. It's very reserved to begin because, again, you don't know who it is at the start. He's holding the cards very close to the chest. Like, he doesn't come out as Melkor and go, like, you know, he doesn't come out that way at the start.
He comes out of the desperate need to survive, to have another body and to go on. Like, he is so desperate to go on. And he has a sense of triumph when he knows that he's on top and he's got the Doctor trapped. He relishes that, really enjoys these things. This is in the days when they still used to rehearse every episode. Geoffrey Beevers stood in place of Melker, because the Melker actual statue is played by someone else, obviously a movement coach or something like that. But he stood in place for all of the Melker lines so he could talk, like, to be in the rehearsal studio and hear him talking the lines directly to you.
Yeah. It would have been great. Got the vibe of it.
He said, "He's a great joy for an actor to play because you can release all those feelings safely. You can indulge in what you'd do if you had that power."
Really good.
He says here that the way he played the Master was that he basically just let his evil just go completely, like no holds barred.
Yeah.
And he felt that was because he had no body. He had no proper physical presence.
Yep.
Everything was cerebral. And we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
So what I want to say is it's an odd thing to think about because when we talk about Doctor Who and especially Time Lords, we talk about different incarnations of them. The Tremas Master is the Beevers Master.
Sure.
It is the same incarnation.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's two different actors playing it. But from a psychological point of view, you have to remember this is the same person. Like, they haven't regenerated. They haven't changed. They shouldn't have changed.
Yeah.
But they have. And so I think, is it a sort of a lightening of the Master because he has a body now?
I was going to say that as well, in that Beevers, I think, has almost definitely seen Delgado, I would say.
Yes.
And I think Beevers probably went, but what if he was having fun? What if my version was relishing that evilness?
Well,
like not being as caught up in the details of the plan, but just being evil, having fun, getting it out. Like,
because I watched a documentary on the Blu-ray about
Yeah.
the Return of the Master. He talked about having watched Roger Delgado and
Mm.
how like attractive Roger Delgado is, and like and how,
Oh.
but how aware that master is
Yeah.
of how attractive he is, how
Yeah.
aware he is of his body, and I think his point was that he doesn't have
Okay.
Amber.
All right.
Like
Beavers.
how a master with a like a functioning body, not
Yeah.
horrifically scarred, would be like, as a normal person would be. They would be aware of their strengths and weaknesses. They would be aware of their physical presence. That would be part of, like, they're aware of how people are reacting to them. Whereas the Beevers master is aware that everyone is going to react exactly the same to him.
Yeah.
So he's a lot freer to be more evil because he's not caught up in his own ego.
Yeah. It's a good point. I would counter with that technically if we took Legacy of the Daleks into canon, they're the same regeneration.
Sorry, are you trying to canonize John Peel? Do you want to canonize John Peel? Is that what you want, Amber?
I think it's come around so far that I find it funny again.
Yeah, sure. We'll find you another John Peel book about sexual assault for you to
thank
read.
you. Anyway, yes, no, I do. I know 100% what you mean, and I agree. And
So the fact that the Tremas master is suddenly mugging and capering and he's having so much fun.
he is capering. He do be capering all the time.
He do be caper. I know we're relentless nerds and this is the sort of
Yes.
level of Doctor Who that we get down to, but I love the concept of the psychology that these are the same person.
Because he comes back around to being crispy after
He
Amy,
does.
doesn't he? Yeah.
Several times.
Yes.
So there are several different things that happen that he gets a body and loses it, gets a body and loses it. The
Yeah.
next canonical regeneration after him is McQueen.
Yeah, who's, I think, a good mix between the two, Delgado and
Yeah.
Beevers, and / Ainley. Like, he's a bit more serious, but he's not lost the whimsy.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I just think it's an interesting thought that he changes so suddenly and it's not a regeneration. Like it is, he is
yes.
just taken on a shell. Unless, do we want to think that what he's done is he has taken some of Tremas's personality as well?
I think no, because I don't think Tremas is portrayed that way.
But is it something that, are they sort of implying that that's something that's lurking inside? Because don't they at one point say there's an evil in everyone?
I would have to really see what Nyssa, like, because the other thing is they never really linger on Nyssa's feelings about this.
They never pay it off, do they?
No, not ever. Considering we were meant to have this set up by Johnny Byrne as a bond between a father and a daughter, we don't get that payoff. And if there had been an internal struggle from Nyssa to be like, but he's so like my father, but she never is. We never get that. It's such a means to an end, and you can tell that by the fact that John Nathan Turner crowbarred this in, there was no thought put into.
Yeah.
Which does muddy the water of wanting to keep Nyssa on board.
I think he just liked the way she performed. I
Yeah.
think she just worked well in
as
the story.
we know, that happens in Doctor Who all the time.
Yeah, exactly. But like when I think about it, because we're finally doing the Body Steel episode.
Yeah.
Like, this is the same master that is Tremas. This is the same master that is Bruce. Like this is all the same master.
Yes, it is the same character.
It is the same incarnation. And what is it that makes them different? Like, yeah, maybe they do take a little bit of, like, maybe the Deathworm Morphants take just a bit of the personality or something. I don't know. I was just trying to see there if I could actually say the word Deathword Morph. Nope, I couldn't say it the second time. I should have. I should not have gone back for my hat.
This is probably one of the only master stories with like no TCE or weaponry. Like it's just the Melkar statue.
Yeah, yeah. Which shoots red squares.
Not the red squares.
Ah!
I'd be interested to see. They almost certainly upgraded that.
Oh, yeah. I haven't checked. I only watched the special features. I did not watch the actual thing on the Blu-ray. But they would have had to, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't be just the red square. It'd be a beam or something.
Yeah.
I feel. Terrence Dicks made it a beam in the book.
Okay. Like, I love how you were just like, oh, Terrence Dicks didn't change anything, but he clearly looked at things and was just like, fuck no.
I think it's clear that Terrence Dicks really excels at making cheap props sound really interesting and unique on the page. So when you read it, you're like, ooh, and then you see the prop on the screen going, oh.
Yeah. So I'm going to introduce a new segment.
What? I wasn't asked about this.
Which is, it's not even really a segment, it's a reckon. It's a what I reckon.
What I reckon.
So, as I mentioned while we were watching it, I want a Doctor Who Unbound where the outcome of that story is different. And I want it that Tremas becomes the Keeper and that Cassia survives and the Master takes her body.
Yeah. Because it does feel when you're watching this, if you don't think about the ending, it really, really feels like the Master is setting Cassia up to be the body he takes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just, and that actress is really giving it her all.
Sheila Ruskin.
Considering how varied women performances and women characters can be in this show, she is doing phenomenal work. She's given a fantastic script to work with.
Yeah.
I could believe her playing the Master. Like, she could be the first Missy.
Do you know what it feels like? Like, you mentioned the script and how we've sort of been hot and cold on it. It kind of feels like, you know, when you're watching a cartoon, like, I don't know, Family Guy or something, and the characters in the center of the scene are all, like, they're blinking and they're fleshed out and they're moving and stuff like that. And then the characters just a bit out from that are just blinking. And then if you look right in the background, everything's just sort of pencil drawings. That's what this script feels like. Everyone out to the edge has nothing.
Yes.
And everyone right in the center has got really rich material.
That's so true. She looks really interesting too. Her design, the braided hair a little bit, but then it's all teased out in the front.
If the Master took her body and then suddenly she had like black braided hair going back, I could believe it. Like, I thought
definitely.
It was, her performance was such that there's bits where she's giving people orders and just basically not mugging. It's just like she is making people do what she wants purely just by force of will.
Very commanding presence.
Fantastic.
She plays possessed by the Master very well.
Yeah, you're right. She could have very easily been the first Missy, and I think John Nathan Turner missed a trick.
Yeah, imagine how radical that would have been too.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Anthony Ainley.
Yes.
I will always love Anthony Ainley, and I think his performances are fantastic, and that he loved the Master so much, and that is why his Master is so good, because he loved playing it. But there is a universe somewhere where Sheila Ruskin is playing the Master.
Yeah. Considering we get the Rani in, it's quite a way away from here.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, but you know, you kind of did it then. Imagine if you'd just done it this early.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I don't think audiences would have knee-jerked reacted that badly back then as they would these days. Although there wasn't really any knee-jerk reaction to Missy, I suppose.
No, Missy was received
pretty well received.
Quite well, yeah. Mind you, there'd been like a few years of groundwork. It's funny, you say that people would not have... I saw a clipping the other day from a clipping from The Sun.
Well,
yeah, I know.
And you used it as toilet paper.
A clipping from The Sun announcing that they were bringing back Doctor Who in 2005 and that RTD was going to be the showrunner.
Yep.
And the headline was Ducky Who, the new gay showrunner.
Great.
Yeah. Can you imagine what they would have done in the 80s?
Can they print that? If I'd been Russell T Davies, that's what I would have said. Are they allowed to print this?
You know what Russell T Davies is like? He's like, any publicity
Framed.
is good publicity. Yes, exactly.
I mean, that's funny because you hear, like, I know we don't get into negative fandom stuff, but, you know, you hear all these people these days who aren't impressed by Russell T Davies anymore, but it's like, out the gate, that's what was happening.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not new to hate Russell T Davies, literally being called the F slur, basically, on the front of a national newspaper.
I don't think he gives a fuck what any of us think.
Oh, of course not. No.
What does that mean to you?
Well, it's funny, you see, I don't think of it as representation, I think of it as life. It's my life. And I kind of rather bemused when people sort of say, you're representing things now, because I think that's just people I live with and know and love, and it's very normal to me. I don't know any other way to make things. And some people might come along and make a fuss about that, but I've moved on by then. So I don't care.
That was Keeper of Traken, and I enjoyed it, but I just, the thing that I can't get out of my head is that I wish it had been different.
Yes, it's 3 episodes that are quite slow,
Mm.
and only by knowing what comes, and also how cool Melkar looks and how good Cassia's performance is, do you hang around.
I don't know if Big Finish would ever do it, but I would want like a Big Finish Master Unbound box set. And I will happily give them that story for nothing because I want to hear it.
Before we finish or go into the end record, we don't really have any indication, do we, of what came before this, where he came from. Deadly Assassin was 5 years before this, so he's basically in free fall. I assume maybe some.
Well,
I mean, there was that one audio story we did with the Doctor, and Harry was looking after the Master.
Oh yeah,
in the shower.
Yeah. Oh,
like.
God.
Do you remember that one?
I do remember that one.
That kind of thing, I guess, has happened between here and there.
And of course, the Jago and Lightfoot story.
Yeah, anything with the Decayed Master, I suppose, happens.
But before that. Okay, editor's note, buckle up. The Decayed Master, this is not the end of his story, because he will lose Tremas's body. He will use Sun genetic engineering in the Virgin New Adventures. He will inhabit the corpse of a preacher in the comics. He will use the death worm Moffatt to inhabit Bruce's body, and he will lose that body too. And he will keep coming back as the Decayed Master. So there are so many stories about the Decayed Master that could take place at any point in his timeline. Stories with the Decayed Master don't just have to happen between the Deadly Assassin and the Keeper of Traken. Basically, the decay in him is so strong that it rots away any new body that he puts on. So realistically, he's the longest Master incarnation. We do know that the final story for the Decayed Master is The Day of the Master by Big Finish. It's a fantastic story. You should absolutely listen to it. We'll get there one day. I know that's my catchphrase. We say it all the time. All right. I know that's a bit timey-wimey, but just keep that in mind. Okay? All right. Back to the show.
Yeah, there's 5 years that Big Finish went, well, we'll get to work.
Big Finish. Filling gaps.
Yeah. Well, that's, yeah.
That should really be, like, screw For the Love of Stories. Big Finish. Filling gaps.
Yep.
Big Finish. Filling gaps. Did you pick out anything?
I tried to, but again, he's not in much of it.
Yeah.
I did pick out 2 things, but I don't think they're necessarily. I try to pick questions that sort of are about his lore that make us think, oh, here's a point in the lore.
You might have found something if we weren't watching it together. Like,
yeah, maybe. The only thing I was trying to figure out was the significance of what time the grandfather clock was at.
See, if you'd asked me what time the grandfather clock was at, I would have been like, is it 5 o'clock?
No.
No.
It's 11.
Oh, okay.
Which,
the 11th hour? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's kind of like, what, is there a point to that? Is there? But I honestly, no.
Okay.
There's nothing. So, no, I couldn't really, again, it's hard when we're watching it together, but I did try, but nothing really came up.
Okay, fair enough. So, no, were you attending carefully?
No. I also did note that he calls Adric the Doctor's sheep, which I do wonder if, I think I might have asked this before on the podcast, do the Masters have an internal ranking of the of the companions?
Please write in if you would like to, if you think you know where Adric sits in the ranking of the Doctor's companions that the Master has in his head.
Joe is S tier.
Oh, absolutely.
Joe is up at S tier, but where do all the others sit? Probably Adric, not so high.
How many people does he kill? Like, a lot. A few.
He kills 3 Fosters, Ciarán, Cassia. Well, he doesn't kill.
I think he puts her in the position to die, so I think it counts.
And then he makes Tremas kill Neiman. Like, he hypnotizes Tremas and makes him shoot.
Yeah, and almost makes him kill himself.
Yeah.
For a second then, you're just like, oh.
Yeah, and then Tremas himself.
Yeah.
The person called Tremas is dead.
Okay, that's an interesting thing. Is Tremas dead?
I think so. I don't think we've ever had a contextual hint that the being Tremas.
So the Master has hollowed him out and gone inside. There is nothing left of Tremas.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I guess, what I would say, only because there's no evidence to the contrary that part of him hangs around. Because I don't think Anthony Ainley plays them the same in any way.
No, he doesn't. And that was the weird thing about watching this episode.
Yeah.
This story is because Tremas isn't mugging to anyone and he's being earnest. And it's like, it is a totally different performance.
Yeah.
If anything, I would say, and I don't say this lightly, I feel like the Tremas portrayal was a bit bland.
Yes. But intentionally, all the Trakenites, according to Terrence Dix, are bland. Because they don't have anything. They don't need to have anything.
Okay, without struggle, you have no progress.
They just have the Keeper.
Yeah, okay.
Tremas and Nyssa are the most people-y of people because they actually are trying to forward culture. And the others just are on a free ride.
Yeah.
I think, on this topic, if there was going to be a rug pull that you would do as Russell T Davies or any showrunner, I think that the best thing to do would be to establish very prominently a companion, then Tremas them with the Master.
Yeah.
After a season or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then really get into exploring the idea that the Doctor's first enemy is now someone he knows and loves.
Yeah.
Because how much that you would gut punch the audience, you would have to keep watching a character that you know and love now be the Master. That would be. I just want to see this idea, but played for emotion, not for nothing.
Yeah,
it's kind of played for nothing.
You're right. There is not enough emotional payoff, especially when you've gone to the trouble of setting up all of these players
and bringing Nyssa back.
Yeah, I mean, I've not listened to enough of the Big Finish 5 and Nyssa audios. I'm not even sure if there's that many with the Master in it, but like. I don't know if that emotional payoff is there.
Yeah, I feel like it's borrowing from the past for this to do it better would be something I would be interested in seeing them redo from Classic Who. Different, but the same to show probably what a true version of it could look like. I would love to see Nyssa's actual reaction to her dad being the Master rather than what we get in Legopolis.
Yeah, it's just like, that's not your father, and like that's all you get out of it.
I don't like the whole revealing. It's not bad. We recently had the Sue Tech thing, and we recently had the Susan and Rani thing with Mrs. Flood, who is this character. But, like, rug pull it more, like, just have a companion that seemingly has no attachment to any further plot, and then swoop in at the last minute like they do in this, but then keep that story going.
Yeah.
Like, and people wouldn't see it coming, and it wouldn't be, and you could say, yep, the actor is signed for another season as the companion, or they've signed for another season. Leaks would be, just assuming they were continuing on as a companion, but really,
I've always thought that what they should do is have a season finale where the Doctor and the Master are both trapped in a small enclosed space, and they both regenerate, and then you don't tell anyone
which one
is the Doctor. Like, and you leave that for a year.
Yeah, they're dressed the same, or
yeah, exactly. Like, say they're in like. Top of my head, like Nerva Beacon in the Ark in Space. They're all wearing the white jumpsuits or something.
Yep.
They both regenerate. And then they don't just say one of these actors has been cast as the Doctor. The other one is the Master.
Yeah, that would be great. It's a way of giving us big surprises without pulling along the treat on the string and being like, yoink, like, Yeah, just go big and bold on some decisions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, a piece of candy. 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 Ooh, a piece of candy.
We're sorry that we didn't have a Were You Attending Carefully segment this episode. Hopefully, we can make it up to you with our brand new segment, Random Shit We Said While Watching the VHS. Enjoy!
Why does he have a giant head? Because he's got so much stuff.
Yeah, because he's so smart. It's a lovely chair.
New costume idea so that when you go to the party, you can just sit in the chair all night. Have these flowers?
By the way, my name's Cassia.
What do we... I don't think I quite got that. Because they're just so nice.
Yeah,
they just bring
they're
it
just lovely.
Yeah.
They had to stay so still while a bunch of Teamsters just moved that fucking massive chair out of there.
Yeah. How do you forget getting cucked by Melkar, Tremas? Well, that's kind of what that was. Like, this is Shakespeare in space.
Yeah. And I'm here for it, Emma. I'm here for it.
Everyone looks like they're about to kiss all the time, but just because of how close they are to each other.
With all those tight shots.
Yeah.
That wig is a feat of modern architecture.
I love that the book was just like, Melkar did it.
Terrence Diggs being like, I don't have time for this shit.
Yeah, Melkar killed him. I'm just going to show you that happened.
That gun's been in something else. That gun has been in another Doctor Who story. It's in the technical manual.
I wondered when you were going to ask. The manner of speaking, yes. I don't follow this at all. Keeper said one would come on my...
I don't follow this at all.
The one idiot.
I need that as a reaction thing for when we're talking. Oh, that effect.
If they are indeed known to the
Shoot some squares at it.
I don't understand what's going on. Concentrate.
I don't understand what's going on.
I'm not following this at all.
What are you for, Tiny Beard Man?
God, I hate the Council of Old White People.
What I want to know is what it's made out of.
Please tell them who we are, will you?
Yeah. It was made out of TARDIS.
I mean non-diegetically.
Wow, girl.
She just did a bit of Kate Bush there. Just hands up and voguing. Falling on the ground.
Diva down. Because I don't know what's going on.
What is the point of you? The same flowers being reused.
Yeah, well, they might be native to Traken. That bitch! She's moving in on my Melkar. So what if we told you that you're going to join us travelling and become a lesbian with a gobby Australian girl? I love that that's his wife. And he's like, I've got more important things to do. Doctor's like, leave her, she's in a trance, and he's like, okay.
Is that not something you would question? This very much feels like we had to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, you are newlyweds.
I've got a staff with a knob on the end, knob on the end, knob on the end. Bring it, you did!
Why is there all this hay on the ground?
To make it look feudal?
It's got to be one of us. Well,
not you, mate.
You'll have to decide the issue formally later.
Starts putting up his hand and the other woman just like...
No, we don't even know your name.
It's Varos. It starts with a V.
I'm far too old and Ludwig
is an idiot.
I do not have such greatness in me.
So there's no great dilemma about the case.
I love that he just admits it. Oh no, I'm far too dumb.
Yeah. I'm an absolute oik.
She didn't hesitate. She pulled that trigger.
Good. Done.
Yeah.
Get it done, girl.
Yeah.
The Doctor's like a dog at a window.
Bye.
People walk past. Hi. Oh.
Feels like they need to exchange keepers much earlier.
Yeah. Must you leave everything to the last minute?
Yeah. What if you'd all been asleep?
Yeah. Oh, fuck. The keeper went out overnight. Took us ages to get it started again. Just hived his vest it.
Yeah.
I'm meant to be here.
Yeah, we've told to come.
Yeah. You know Steve? Steve said.
Walking into the White House. The president said. President said, I'm here to see him. If you just killed them instead of being all theatrical about it, we wouldn't be here.
He has a spare TARDIS inside his TARDIS. I mean, that's belt and braces time, isn't it? Like, I'm so glad they came back for the final act.
I was wondering where they'd gone. We sometimes do what have we learned. But
what have we learned about the Master in this story? I think I've actually, unfortunately, I've raised more philosophical questions than are actually answered.
We learned. Continue to learn that he's patient and willing to wait from the start.
Yeah, Cassie is since she was a child. I do like the idea that like he's not saying anything for ages. Like in my head, the Melker's not saying anything, and the Master's just sitting there, just like, oh, this bitch again.
More flowers.
Yes, the inordinate number of fucking flowers placed at the feet of the evil thing that you know is okay, it's fine. He's patient. He has a plan. Like he has a very solid plan.
Yeah.
Which actually works.
Yes.
Like, his plan has to be foiled after he's won.
Yes, a rare occasion where the plan is perfectly executed.
Yeah. At the end of the day, like, the Doctor only won by the skin of his teeth.
Well, Adric helped him.
Yeah, Adric did most of the work. And yet still was a cardboard cutout.
Yes. I don't think we learnt too many things because we're setting up a new Master.
And that is what this is for. Like, John Nathan Turner was setting up this 3-story arc.
Yes.
Like, he was setting up Keeper of Traken, Logopolis, Castrovalva.
Yes. We do learn that the Doctor knows this version of the Master, but that's fine because we get that.
Yeah.
We can easily headcanon that in, or it's not even headcanon, we can easily logic that in.
What I like about it is the fact that the Doctor isn't 100% sure until he's actually face to face with the Master. There is a lot of, I think I might know him, and like,
here's a new segment. We can cut all this out.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Headcanon of the week.
Headcanon of the week.
What if the grandfather clock TARDIS was a TARDIS that the Master didn't steal from the Time Lords, but just stole from the monk along the way?
Oh my god.
Just
yes.
encountered the monk along the way and went, oh, a spare TARDIS, I'll have that. And the monk, god damn it!
There's an audio where Rufus Hound's monk is just like, I have a storeroom full of spare TARDIS parts because every time I meet the Doctor and the Master, they steal something.
Yeah, this takes his whole TARDIS. I could do with the second one of those.
Well, that's all for this episode of Please Attend Carefully. Thank you so much for listening. We hope that with each new installment, you come to understand, appreciate, and maybe even obey the Master. Don't forget, if you enjoy the podcast, please follow and subscribe on whatever platform you use. It will help us keep making more. It really will. We'd also love to hear from you. Amber, how can listeners get in contact with us?
They can email us, pleaseattendcarefully@gmail.com. Get in touch with us on Tumblr, Please Attend Carefully, or Instagram, Please Attend Carefully, or in the YouTube comment section. Again, at Please Attend Carefully.
That's right. Well, as usual, I've been Ciarán.
And I've been Amber. Thank you so much for your continued support. Until next time.
We hope you'll be tuning in. After all, it can't hurt you to listen, can it?